What's up, everybody? Jonathan here, back with course previews for the 37th Kansas City Wide Open presented by Discraft. So today we're going to be taking a look at Bad Rock Creek. This is out at Ruth Stocksdale Park in Liberty, Missouri, and this park is absolutely gorgeous. I say thank you to Latitude 64 for sponsoring this course for the Wide Open. Of course, Discraft being the title sponsor for the event. And also a big thank you for Liberty Parks and Rec for sponsoring this course as well. Just on top of all the work that they do to keep this course looking absolutely pristine year-round, even when there's not an event coming up. So the AMs are going to be playing this course, and they're going to be playing a mix of the different tee pads and pens. So let's get into it. Take a look at what we've got. Hole 1 is a great starting hole for this course. It's 332 feet, downhill, righty hyzer shot. But the pin placement for this is going to be straight ahead by the water's edge. So it's kind of a risk-reward shot. If you really want to go for it to park it, you also got to make sure you don't skip into the pond and go OB on your drive. There is a slight chance that the water will be too high to use that pin placement, and if that's the case, we'll just go to the one on the left. But this is, like I said, a great starting hole. Everybody just kind of wants to rip a 300-foot hyzer to get going. If you can see a little white circle there, that's where the pin's going to be on this one. You can see how close the water is approaching to it. So hopefully it doesn't come to that because, like I said, great starting hole. Hole number 2. The advanced and intermediate divisions and also FA1 are going to be playing from this long tee going over the pond. And this is 260 feet, probably at least 240 to clear everything. And as you can see, the way we're flying in here, this window is not very big. And if you try the hyzer shot, those overhanging branches can catch your disc and drop you right in the pond. So this is a really good 2 to get. There's a bit of a bailout zone left if you want to take it, but I always go straight at it. Why not? The other AM divisions are going to be playing the short pad, which is the drop zone if you do go OB from the long if you're playing that. And this is not an easy gimme hole either. At 179 feet, yeah, it's not very long, but it curves around the pond to the right here, going to the same basket we just saw. And ideally, you want to throw kind of a skipping straight forehand, or maybe if you're a lefty, throw a hyzer right through this gap and land it soft by the basket for a 2. Hole number 3, 294 feet, going to the gold basket. First, you have to go uphill, navigate this gap, and then you're somewhat in the clear as long as the wind doesn't take your disc and do whatever it wants with it. So we're going to be going over the blue basket and all the way out here to the gold. And this is really the first hole where the tall grass OB, which is going to be painted off, comes into play. So you don't want to go long. This is a great 2 to get if you can. Hole number 4, 242 feet, going down the hill, through a gap, then through another gap, over the little ravine, and unfortunately the basket you see right in front of us is not the one you're aiming for. So really the best way to throw this, in my opinion, is to take a mid-range and challenge the ceiling the best you can to land it as far up on the hillside as you can. Because that is the best way to park this one. If you miss everything, you're actually right in line for an ace run if you get the height right as well, which would be fantastic in a tournament. All right, hole number 5, we're going to be flying a few times here. This is from the short placement. It's 440 feet. I believe it's going to play as a par 4, but don't hold me on that one. But it plays downhill with the slope right here, and then you're actually want to curl back to the left a little bit. So I like throwing a hyzer shot on this one to be able to look through the gap to where the basket's at. There is another option to go to the left of the big clump of trees if you really want to, but it's going to be a longer approach shot down into the clearing of the green here. Now for MA2, MA50s, MA1, FA1, and MA40 playing for the long pad, it makes it a little bit more difficult of a hole. It's 552 feet instead of 440. But essentially it's the same shot in my opinion. You really want to get the hyzer going down with the slope of the hill, then hyzer out, well, if you're me, to about right here. But if you've got a longer arm, you can get it all the way down to the mouth of the green there. I have seen it two'd before, so it is possible, but this one will be playing as a par 4 from the blue there. Hole 6, we've got a couple variations of this one as well. So, from the long pad, which is this one, intermediate MA50, advanced FA1, and MA40, you're going to be playing this one. And you want to get up this hill, avoid going OB right, because that long grass is going to be out of bounds. And then you want to land, in my opinion, in the clearing here and not try and go down until your second shot. And there's 2 different pens that are buried back here that we're going to be playing to. The first of which is the blue pen, which is the Stump Pen, which is kind of one of the iconic baskets we have out here at Bad Rock Creek. This clearing is just absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And so, you're playing your second shot into this elevated pen, having to navigate through all these trees. It makes it a pretty difficult shot. Now, if you're playing advanced FA1 and MA40, you're not playing that basket. That's only for intermediate and MA50s. The other upper divisions are going to be playing to the gold basket, which makes it a 630-foot par 4. In my opinion, one of the most difficult holes in the course. Now for rec, FA2, and MA60, you're playing from the short pen here, the short pad. And I'm going to take you down the other gap to get to the blue basket. So this is a little bit more open clearing on this side. From the short pad, you can get it down the hill a little bit and then make your approach shot a lot easier to the basket. I believe this might still play as a par 4 because it is a 2-shot hole, but at 293 feet, they mark this one possibly as a par 3. All right, hole number 7. There's actually a couple different gaps you can get to, but there's only one pad and one basket being used. I'm flying you down the right-hand side, which I think is more open. Now, if you do this, it's just a straight hyzer. There is a gap to the left that goes over the short pad, which you can take an Anheuser or a sidearm or even a thumber through there. At 244 feet, doesn't quite do this hole justice. It plays quite a bit further than that. It's a good 2 to get, in my opinion. Hole number 8, everybody's playing the same tee pad to the same basket. Got 315 feet to play out over the valley. You want to watch out for the bushes on the left. The wind gets kind of crazy on this hole, and you have tall grass OB to the right. But really, you just want to land it right at the mouth of these trees here, or you can kind of throw a hyzer and crash them in there if you're feeling a little bit lucky. But this is a birdie that should be pretty easily picked up by most. The front 9, closing it out, everybody's playing the only pad and only basket on this. It's only a 195-foot hole, but gosh, is it difficult. And we've actually lost a small tree in there to the right. You got to nail this gap. Watch out for the thorns. And then there's this little uphill at the end of the basket, which if you land short of, you're going to have a difficult putt because it's a low ceiling going uphill to the basket. So best thing to do, in my opinion, throw a mid-range. Let it skip along the wood chips once you hit the gap and get it to the basket. So that's what the front 9 is going to look like for the KC Wide Open for all the AMs that are going to be playing out here at Bad Rock Creek. And man, this place is gorgeous. It really is. So keep a lookout for the back 9 previews. They're coming immediately after